We are live. So thank you guys for posting. Like we do typically with this, we will go live during practice. We will mute ourselves. So thank you, Chrissy, for pointing that out. Always point out things if they don't seem right. We'll usually comment or say what's going on. But yeah, so thanks for that. 10 a.m. shift, Sunday morning.
Bright and early. Good morning, Steve.
Bright and early. Good morning. We have 13, 14, 15, and 16 once again. We have Sean Burke and Michael Schneider on 13, 14, as well as Matt and Haley. I do not know their last names. Sorry about that. I'll get those once we see them. Haley Tucker, I got one. And Matt, should see it here in 2 seconds.
I guess I could tell you that from up here, buddy.
Well, by the time you get it, I'll probably be able to see it.
Matt Tucker and Haley Tucker.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Matt Tucker and Haley Tucker. And then over here we have on 15 and 16, we have Rich Royer and Chad Morris, as well as Thomas Griffin and Donovan
Washington.
We are bright and early. It's fun times. This is a fresh oil. We also still have walk-in spots for 12:30, which will be a burn. Yep. 3:30, which they'll oil freshly for that one. And then a 6 o'clock shift at the end of the day, and that will also be on the burn from the 3:30 shift.
Yeah, that little bit of a unique format for, you don't see that very often in these tournaments where you get a burn shift, a couple of burn shifts. So nice and refreshing, different. Some people like the burn, some people don't. You'll see that reflect in some of these numbers per shift, but gives everybody if you're not so good on the fresh, you have a chance, and on the burn to put up a good number. And some people are just better on the fresh and can put up those kind of big numbers. So I like it. It's not, you don't see it often, and I think it's fun.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, and honestly, I believe looking at it, I think the top 5 scores from yesterday, top 5 team scores, came on the fresh 3:30 shift. Because if I remember right, going into that, the lead was 1477, and I know no one got to that last night on the 6 o'clock shift. And there are 5 numbers higher than that 1477. So I think all 5 of those came on that 3:30 shift. So I would suspect you might have some good scores here. I mean, like we said, some people like the burn. I think most people like fresh, but typically you do see more people on fresh. But the burn, sometimes it just lines up better for you. If you get that right breakdown and it broke down just the right way for you, it can do well. But the problem is you don't control how it breaks down in front of you.
Well, we seen yesterday, no, that was on the 3:30 shift, wasn't it? So
yes.
I take that back. That was on the fresh. You were on the fresh, and Jalen was right next to you on the fresh.
Yep. So. Yeah. The scores were on the 3:30 fresh yesterday because there were 3 800s bowled yesterday. All 3 of them were on the 3:30 shift.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Yep. So yeah, just speaking of the scores, we'll go ahead and run through those while we have these guys bowling. Currently leading is Scotty Kramer III and Brandon Trainum with a 1531. Brandon getting one of those 800s yesterday. Second place, we have Jeremy Ciccone and Ricky Hayes with a 1503. Third is Wes Stewart and Collier Pavey with a 1492. Collier getting another one of those 800s that I was talking about. Fourth place, Jalen Mosley and Denisha Waller, sorry,
yep,
at 1486. And fifth place, Jonathan Cummins and Daniel Gross with a 1483. They are paying the top 15 positions, and that's down at a 1426. And that is currently a tie between Michael Mossberger and Sean Martin, and then Tyler Ring and Dave Metters.
So some really good numbers put up for this tournament. That's good numbers.
Yep, and then going through here, the currently senior, the leaders on that are sitting at 1477, and that is Corey Zisch and Willie Dean. And instead, they're paying 2 places right now on that one. And that is second place is Corey Zisch and Brad Ingram at 1472. And I believe Corey and Brad are bowling again right now, somewhere.
Yeah, they're here in this shift
Yep.
somewhere in the building. I remember typing their names in.
Yep.
Yeah, they're trying to improve upon those numbers.
Yep. Currently, crossover doubles leading is Jalen Mosley and Collier Pavey with a 1560. I'm going to go ahead and guess that was when Collier shot his 800. I think, yeah.
Yeah.
So that means Jalen was 755. I don't know that that one's going to get caught. Maybe, but that might be tough.
That's a big. Well, it can get caught.
It can,
if
but
you get in with the right guy.
yeah.
There's some guys in here that can absolutely pop off 1600
Yes.
easily with these numbers.
Yeah, especially the crossover. You get enough people together for that, get line. Yeah. But that's the one thing on this event that they don't seem to be pushing as hard. There's only 23 entries in the crossover doubles.
Well, I mean, some of that though is a matter of actually getting into it though too. So,
yeah.
Like we know of at least one guy I know yesterday who probably should have got in singles.
We don't need to talk about that. Two guys that probably should have gotten singles,
well,
although one of them is going to argue it was not his fault. Yes.
One guy was trying to.
So as we're talking here, it was
communication error between him and his mother.
Yes.
Was a little bit of there was a breakdown in the communication.
Yeah. So we're speaking of Brandon Trainham shot 813 yesterday in the 330 shift, and he had told his mother to get him in all of the action.
Allegedly.
We're not
allegedly. No sides on this.
Allegedly, this is what happened, and he ended up. He was in brackets. He was not in anything else, which I believe brackets and everything else were two different tables that you had to register, and so what communication happened and didn't happen, we cannot say for sure. What we can say for sure is that Brandon got in brackets, and that was it.
Yeah.
And then we had someone else shoot 815 and got into nothing just because they were feeling sorry for themselves. And
like that guy, what that guy was thinking.
Yeah,
he didn't even get in brackets.
That guy shot 832 for 4 the night before, so he wasn't feeling too confident going into it.
Well, we've seen this before, Steve.
I'm aware.
Any given Sunday, brother.
Any given Saturday, apparently.
Saturday too, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, those who didn't watch yesterday, that was myself with an 815.
I get the pleasure down here of watching Mr. and Mrs. Ricky Hayes bowl together, and this is fun.
Oh, nice.
I'm kidding. I give her crap.
Yep. I think you messed that up though.
Say that again, Steve. Sorry.
Said I think you messed that up. That's Mr. and Mrs. Danielle.
Oh, you're right. You know what?
That's Mrs. and Mr. Danielle.
You might be right.
You flipped that around, sir. Oh no, Donovan with the pocket 710 there. I think we need a 7 pin somewhere. Oh.
It didn't. Oh, okay. So you need a full rack?
Oh, it didn't. Yeah. It never cleared it. It says it's on the second ball, but it never swept the lane. Interesting. Hopefully that's not a trend. Michael, sorry, I'm just seeing this comment. I'm not sure what he sent it, but the shifts times today are 10 o'clock, 12:30, 3:30, and 6 o'clock. Like we had said earlier, the 12:30 and 6 o'clock will be on the burn. The 3:30 is going to be on fresh. So I think you may see. We might get our first three-team pair at 3:30 today.
I expect a lot of teams to show up today.
The only thing that could pull away from it is there will be a handful of people who bowled pretty much all day yesterday, who will be gone today being down in Covington. I think Jalen Collier and a handful of those people are going to be at the banquet today.
including our very own Mr. Watson. Steve and his dad are getting an Eagle. They won the Cincinnati Senior City. I say senior.
How old? How
City.
old you calling me?
Sorry, English is hard. Okay.
Yes, especially 10 a.m.
Yeah. They won the city doubles title.
Yes, scratch and
Cincinnati.
handicap.
Yep. So yeah, you guys actually get 2 Eagles apiece
Well,
today.
maybe. We still aren't sure how they're doing that. They may. It wouldn't surprise me if they put it on one eagle. I mean, it's the same event with singles and doubles,
It
but
counts as 2 Eagles on
yes,
your credit.
on my credit, I
You may
earned two
physically only
eagles.
get one,
Yes,
but you're right.
yes,
It counts as 2 Eagles.
yep. And hey, I almost got 3 eagles.
You
We
know,
were
I
that
tried,
hurts a
man.
little bit. No,
It
I
does
I
sting.
tried too. I bowled a great first game and then couldn't do anything next two. Speaking of, for those listening, it was me, Wayne, Michael Brumley, Rob Horton, and Connor
Connor Sutton.
Sutton went down. We put a team together the week before Sunday. Went down there and managed to get second place in single and scratch team event.
Only losing by
Just yeah, it was like
13
what
sticks.
13? Yeah.
So
So
we
we were
tried.
close. We tried.
It was fun. It's
Yes.
that's that's by far the closest I've come to an eagle myself. I did a lot
Yep.
of great bowling. Uh,
Yeah. It
Many
was.
years
We had.
back, and even when I
Yep.
was doing some of my best bowling, I was bowling
Didn't line up.
against the
Yeah.
I never put one together when I needed to, but I was
Yep.
bowling against the likes of Tom Brinkman and Joel Ray, who were at that time shooting 800 every time they sneezed.
Yeah.
Them guys, they were really really hard to beat. So
We do have
nevertheless,
some scores. Seems as much as I was talking, and I had mentioned on the live player. I told Wayne this earlier, but the casher spots, there are currently 15 caching spots, and 5 of those have come on our live stream pairs.
yeah,
As of right now, does appear to be a little bit of a struggle with the people on the live stream pairs. Not that they're bowling poorly, but at this stage, they're just not at that 14-20 pace. Not to say they can't get there, because I mean, any of these bowlers can go ahead and pop off here and pop these scores up real quick.
absolutely, absolutely.
Also, just trying to look
It always
around.
kind of feels like when you bowl these kind of tournaments that, and especially when you have these that have a really early shift.
Yep.
They come bowl the first shift just to get moving and
Yep.
woke up. Not that they're not trying. I don't want to take away from what these guys are doing, but you can almost see it in some of their pairings too.
Yeah.
Some of these guys come in and bowl with, their girlfriends the first shift just to. That's the shift I'll use. Get moving. Not that they're not trying, but
Yeah. I
that's
mean, that's what
knowing
you'll see.
their odds of having their best stuff at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
versus the 12:30 or 3:30 shift
Yep.
when they can bowl with another 230 average bowler.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. Granted, we do have some scores going on down to the left. I won't necessarily point out too many of them, but we do have some. There's one a little bit surprising. One person bowling well, and there's a team who I would say they are trying to make a run at something. There's Ian Carpenter and Dave Metters. Dave seems to be struggling a little bit uncharacteristically for him, but again, I think he had an ankle issue yesterday, because before the 6 o'clock shift, he was down on 31 and 32. He asked if they could turn the lane on for him so he could stay warm and loose. So I'm not sure. Maybe that's bugging him this morning after sleeping on that all night long, letting it get cold. We got a couple. Yeah, we got a couple of things to keep an eye on down on the end. Nick Arvin and Connor Sutton bowling well down there. JP4, Tyler Ring, And
Yeah,
like we mentioned earlier, we got Corey Jish and
Brad Ingram, they're
Brad
together.
Ingram are down there as well. Although it looks like Brad is having a bad case of the carries down there. He's got 5 9 spares and a strike. So that's probably a ball change or a small adjustment that he needs to make down there.
I'll be right back, Steve. I gotta get some deadwood out of the gutters for him.
Yep. Spare by Haley. Oh, while he's doing that, while we have a little bit of a lull here, I will go ahead and get through our sponsors today. Really, the sponsors of the entire weekend. Those would, all these people donated some money for the prize fund, potentially some items that they could raffle off. Different things have been put in, and any help is always appreciated for any of these events. I wanted to go ahead and thank them with starting Motive Bowling, Hurricane Bay Car Wash, B&B Gear Tournaments, as Mr. Will Bates, who I do not see here currently, but he is here bowling a lot of these shifts this weekend. Boss Lady Productions, KP Tournaments, just mentioned him with his 800, currently leading the open singles here, scratch and handicap. Northwest Lanes, Battleground Bowlers Association, Undisputed Transport Trucking, Dirty Birds Sugar Scrubs, and we've got Pate Property and Trucking, Cigar Bros, Protection Plus Window Tent, World Class Auto Detailing, and Strikers Pro Shop right here in Northwest Lanes. All helping out. I want to thank all of them again for all of their support. Anybody who's sponsored a tournament or any help out with a tournament, we want to thank you too, because it does mean a lot. You're always just helping out the bowling community. See if Donovan can get this split here. Gonna need the hook. Oh, almost got there. We'll be keeping track of these. Like we have mentioned, the highest series that does get thrown on team series that does get thrown on our live stream pair, those two bowlers will get a free entry into a future Sunday sweeper of their choice. And currently that leader is Jalen Mosley and Denisha Waller with a 1486. I do believe that we have Wayne back. I can hear some noises coming out of him.
I am back. Sorry. I had to...
Did you make it? You made it down there and back without
I did. I didn't hurt myself. I didn't fall.
Saw you took one of the little.
I did. I wasn't making the jump over and back.
Yeah. No. Probably a smart choice. With you don't want to do any more damage to that knee.
Nope. No, we're just a few short days away from getting it fixed. I don't want to.
Yeah. You don't want them to need to fix anything else while they're in there.
More, no.
Recovery time's long enough as it is.
Right. I'm glad I can still work and walk on it.
Yes.
And the only thing that hurts is bending it. So.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't need it to be. I don't want to be bedridden for a week.
Yep. As I was talking about here, I mean, we do seem to have. Michael or Ben. I'm going to say Ben because his shirt says Ben, so I'm going to call him Ben. So we did say it is Sean Burke and Michael Schneider, but I'm going to go ahead and say Ben Schneider because that is what is on the back of his jersey. So it could be a case of maybe he's like me and he goes by his middle name or something along those lines. I'm not sure, but that's what we're going to say. It says Michael Schneider up here on the screen, but his shirt says Ben Schneider. And I think we saw this at the Will Bates, so I'm pretty sure he's Ben. So I'm going to call him Ben. And he started off a little slow and then now open, and then 7-bagger. So he bounced back. Same is true of Matt Tucker down here. He went strike, split, and went next 6. So do have some scores starting to show up here on the live stream pair, like we were talking about. Like we were talking about earlier, it's just at 10 a.m. You really just gotta try and loosen up a little bit. It's a little early. I'm sure we don't know, but some of these people maybe they didn't get to bed at a
You're right.
great time.
I'm with you. Here, let's do something here, Steve.
Yep.
We'll do this since we didn't have one yesterday, and I'm shocked we didn't have a 300 shot on our live stream pairs. So,
Hey, I tried.
Want to give away a burn ball?
We can do that. Why not?
All
Yep.
Right. So, anybody, the first person to shoot a 300 today on our live stream pairs, 13, 14, 15, or 16, a ball of your choice from Strikers Pro Shop compliments me.
Yep.
So
we'll do that.
Get yourself out here. Maybe you'll get lucky and draw on the live stream pair. If we can pop off 300 for us.
Yep. So we're not doing anything if someone shoots an 800?
We had, well, no, I don't want to. We've had that. We've had that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
yeah, we saw them.
And nothing against the 800. Yep. The 800 is a great score, Steve.
Yep.
But the exciting one for camera is 300.
I know it is. I know.
So let's do a 300. Yep. We've had an 800. Yep. Let's do
on our live, so
on our live stream.
Again, on the live stream, 13 to 16.
That does not include us being going mobile for you.
Which you need to go mobile now. You need to get down to 5 and 6. Tell Brad to leave you alone so you can get to 5 and 6.
I'm sorry. Where do we need to go?
You need to go to 5 and 6.
Oh, okay. Hang on.
Tyler throwing the first one. He does get the first one. Tyler Ring on front 10 down there. We will have that on the live stream here in a couple of seconds. Wayne is.
I'm not running.
Well, a few. We'll say.
I'll be there.
He'll be. We'll at least get probably the next 2 shots.
Excuse me.
At least bare minimum, we'll get the last shot.
Oh. Never mind.
Oh, he missed. Oh, I thought he struck. He's 10 pin.
He did not strike.
Sorry.
Oh, you called it, not me.
I did. I'm sorry, guys. See, from this, my problem is it's at an angle for me, and so I did not see the 10 pin standing there. So that is my fault. I just wanted to see Wayne, see how quick he could move.
All right, look, when it comes to that, you seen the Olympic speed walkers, didn't you?
Yeah.
I am not that either.
No. Do have some scores getting up, finishing up here, but Tyler also missing that 10 pin.
Ouch.
I get to 267 down here for him. Still a good game, but like we talked about yesterday, 267, 95% of the time you are thrilled with that. But if you have the front 9 and you get 267, you're a little upset.
A lot upset.
Yeah.
I'm a lot, right? I'm mad.
Yeah. Key thing after doing something like that is to bounce back and not let it affect you too much into the next game.
I mean, I'll tell you what, it's better than that post I showed you this morning, though.
Oh, yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, that hurts.
Steve a post off Facebook where somebody posted their score of a front 9, then they fouled in 9 count for a 258. So you go front 9, 258.
That hurts.
That's even worse.
Well, I mean, and then haven't we seen a front 11 290?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
And that
I think they're going to be, that might
later.
be in the, that person
that may have to later. We may have to
talk about that story. That. Yeah. You've heard about a back 11 290. Not often you hear about a front 11 290. I think Wayne lost his ability to hear me. That does happen with the wireless one periodically, so I think he's back now.
I'm back now.
Yeah, he lost. Yeah. Yeah, I can still hear you when that happens, but you just can't hear me.
Right.
We do have some scores coming in. Ben Schneider getting to 256. And Sean getting to a 166. Does get them to a 422. I'm trying to look down here and keep an eye on things. Okay, yep. Yeah, they're at the desk.
What we got?
He needs a pencil.
I was
Yeah.
getting ready to walk around and get some of them.
Yep. While you're walking around, why don't you check the handicap for me on 13 through 16? I'm gonna guess we might not have any on 15 and 16, but might have some there on 13 and 14.
These guys get 3 a game.
Oh, they get 3?
3 a game.
Okay, so they're at 425. Did you see Matt and Haley's score down there, or tape paper? I'm not sure where they're sitting.
Seven for Donovan and Thomas.
Oh, okay.
Chad and Brenner 0.
Oh yeah, that's a no-brainer. Chad getting to 228, Brent getting to a 190, giving them a 418 to start. Matt getting a 257. Haley with a 180. See what Thomas can get to here. See if he can get himself to 203. There you go. Getting himself up to that number. I think the last sheet we're looking for is, I think, sitting behind 12. They're on this back table right here. Oh, wow. Michael March said that he was at the Iowa High School State Championship, that there was a front 11 290 there as well.
13 a game.
13 for them. So that will get them to that puts them to a 450 for Matt and Haley. They had 257 and 180, and then they're getting 13 pins. So currently, they are currently leading our live stream pair for this set. Like we said, though, the big thing is with the bowling, we do have the free entries go to the highest set of the entire tournament. It is not each shift, it is for the whole event. And like we said, the current leader on that is Jalen Mosley and Denisha Waller with 1486. Sean just come up and says he's so used to sweepers moving, switching lanes and everything else. He was shocked that they weren't switching lanes. This is a doubles event. We don't need to do that here. Key thing with that is you can get multiple different shifts and everything else. So if you don't like the pair you're on, it's not great, but then you can always bounce around, bowl another shift, bowl again. And the other thing too is with multiple shifts, it's just gets that time down so that you're able to get through it quicker and more efficiently to stay on the same pair. If you're talking, you're muted.
God, I muted it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So
can you imagine all these people having to move?
Yeah, no. Yeah, so anything you said after 13 pins of handicap, I did not hear. So if you were talking, didn't hear any of it.
I wasn't until you come back.
Okay. We do have might have to keep an eye on some scores down on the end. Nick, are you able to pull up and see what Nick Arvin shot down there on 7 and 8? Once you get done there, I think he's got a 2. Or actually, I can pull it up. 233. I'm gonna keep an eye on them down there.
You asking about who? I'm sorry, Nick Arvin.
Yeah, I found it. 233 for him. And Connor's about to pop off a 270. He just completed that. I did. Apparently, Thomas just picked up some sort of split. Did miss that. For those listening and watching, we did just get a message of somebody asking if there was a sweeper tonight. There is not a sweeper tonight. There is a 6 o'clock shift if you are wanting to bowl this evening. That is available. You want to come out and bowl? If you're watching still, Andrew, who just messaged me, why don't you come bowl a shift with Ian? We could have not Ian and not Andrew on the same team. Are you back?
No. Yeah,
Yep.
I'm back.
Okay. You lost me.
Did it again.
Yep. So I'm not sure if you heard me, but I was saying somebody did ask if we had a sweeper tonight. We do not have a sweeper tonight. There is a 6 o'clock shift. And Andrew Carpenter asked me that, so I was telling him he needs to come up here and bowl a shift with Ian. We need not Ian and not Andrew on the same team.
Absolutely.
I mean, as much crap as he was giving him for not ball changing over a text yesterday, he can come up here and give it to him in person.
We just got to keep him away from the pool so he don't drown.
Or, in his words, keep him away from the sink.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe they ought not. I don't know. If that happens, we need to try to make that happen on the live stream. Them two. Who doesn't enjoy a good brotherly fight?
Oh, yeah.
I'm kidding. Don't fight, boys. Did you thank sponsors yet?
I did while you were making your trip down the lane trying to get on the live stream.
I was wondering who those were.
Yeah. So yeah.
Did I make it on the live stream? That's the question.
I was reading sponsors, so I did not see what lane. What lane was that on? Do you remember?
What lane?
What lane did you have to? What lane was the Deadwood on that you walked down there?
Oh, that was 19 and 20.
I do not believe you made the live stream because I think it was on 20 and 19 is the last lane we can see. So you tried.
Oh well.
Oh well.
I'm glad actually y'all didn't see me hobbling down the middle of that thing.
Yep. Actually, that's right. Can you pull up what JP4 and Tyler got to that first game? I feel like that was could be a solid set. Nick and Connor are sitting over 500. They had 503 for their first one. And I'm going to guess that JP and Tyler were close to 5, considering Tyler shot. Well, he got 267, but that's still probably close.
So JP was a 223.
Okay. So they got to 490.
Yeah, 267 for Tyler. So yeah.
Yep. Yeah, there's just a couple of people I want to just kind of keep an eye on. And once again, like we did before, we'll try. Obviously, it's easy to see the threes and we'll keep an eye out to try and go mobile for those. We'll also try to get mobile for 8s if we can track them and see those happening. We will try and get to them. Typically, I feel like we did a pretty decent job yesterday when we had both of us. When there's one person, it's a lot tougher. And then also we lost our mobile cam yesterday in the middle of the day too. So that hurt us a little bit. But when we see it with 2 people, it's a little easier because we can have one person still in the booth and one person going mobile. But any of those we will try and get on screen. Sean picking up where Ben left off last game. Oh, until I said something. I gotta stop saying things. Apparently, my black cloud is back.
Cannot have fronts anywhere in line of sight of Steve. He black clouded somebody while he wasn't in the booth yesterday.
I know, I did. I black clouded an entire lane.
An entire pair, yeah.
Yep. The whole pair had the front 4 or had the front 5. One person left for the whole pair to have front 5. I just happened to point it out to who I was bowling with, and they didn't get it.
Next thing you know, that whole pair didn't strike for 2 frames.
Yeah. Well, I think with 3 of them, 4. The one Anthony Wright did make it to I think front 9, and I think he lost his there. So I didn't black cloud him. I just black clouded 3 of the 4. So we don't.
Terrible. Yeah.
Looking around the building, I mean, obviously I'm not going to say there's fronts or anything like that, but the scores, I feel like I am seeing more X's this game than I saw last game. And like we said, that first game, 10 a.m. game it's a little rough.
Wake up call.
That is a wake up call.
Even Mama Pickett looks like she's waking up.
Yeah.
Huh?
She's getting her breakfast.
She's eating her breakfast. She's getting her breakfast on.
Yep.
One thing I don't see is Josh Pickett in the building. Where's he at? I see JP. I didn't see Josh.
Come on. Josh can't even make 12 o'clock for a sweeper. We think he's going to be in here at 10 a.m.?
My bad.
I feel like you said that just so I would say that.
Yeah, my bad.
Ask Mama. She going to know where he is.
Where's Josh at? He'll be here at 12:30. You going to be on time? We were wondering why he wasn't bowling this shift, and Steve was like, he can't make a 12 o'clock sweeper. You going to think he's going to make a 10 a.m. shift? If he sets his alarm clock like he does for the sweepers, he'll be here just in time for the 12:30.
That's true. That is true. Just tell him it starts at 12. He might be here on time.
He'll be here on time.
That was, like we said, that was the only. I don't know. We know. Did you tell him it started at 12? If you told him 12, he'll be on time. If you told him 12:30, probably not. Yep. Because that was the only time he made it on time for a sweeper was a doubles that he thought it started at 11.
Yeah, and he was late for that. And he was like 11:05 when he walked in the door.
Yeah, it started at 12. Because that was a one baker, I think, that you didn't start early.
That that was also one of the reasons why him and JP have not bowled doubles.
Oh, yeah, because
they were going to bowl together.
He didn't show up.
He was late. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, did they actually get to bowl that? Or?
I love you, Josh.
Yeah,
when you watch
we
this
love
later,
Josh.
Buddy, I really do love you.
His timing just isn't great.
Yeah, we need to get him a new watch.
Everything else is great. He needs a new alarm clock or whatever. But yeah. Although in this day and age, new alarm clock, you're talking $800,000 because everybody's alarm clock is their phone. So
Right.
you can't blame that because you can set 3, 4, 5, 6 alarms on that. Trust me,
I feel
I'm aware.
personally attacked for that.
Why? Are you one of those people? You're one of them people, aren't you?
Oh, Casey hates me.
Oh, yeah. See, I am Casey in this situation, and
yeah.
Jessica is you. She will set 6 alarms and snooze for an hour while I'm
15
laying there
minutes
listening
apart.
to
I set
every
them
single
15
one of
minutes
them.
apart.
She sets them like 5 minutes apart, so I'm hearing one every 5 minutes.
So I set them 15 minutes apart and then hit the snooze button on them, so they go
Yeah.
every 9 minutes.
Yep. No.
Yeah, I'm bad. I am bad. I'm terrible.
Yep.
Casey is the light sleeper in our relationship.
Yep.
Uh,
Not sure that Jess is watching right now, but if she was, I'm sure she'd be commenting on that. So I'm assuming she's not watching.
yeah.
If she was, she'd be on the YouTube side because she subscribed and clicked the notifications, which, hey, if you guys are out there watching, you should go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I got the link set up to it on the
Yep.
Facebook
It
conversation.
is in the Facebook,
there?
so if you are on Facebook, go ahead and you don't even necessarily have to watch over on YouTube, but just go ahead and click on that little link and click that subscribe button.
Yep.
See,
Help us out immensely,
Yeah.
guys. Immensely.
get it. We are up to 176, I believe. I saw that this morning. I think I got my sister to subscribe yesterday, so that was good. I added another one.
Yeah, we gained a couple of subscribers from
Yeah, from yesterday.
Anthony Wright, who was on our live pair.
Yep.
He scanned the QR code and subscribed.
Oh, nice.
So we gained a couple of them yesterday. Let's try to get to 200 by the end of the month.
Yeah, I'm trying to get there.
200. So.
Yep.
What do we got going on the rest of the month, Steve? We got this next Sunday.
We have a special sweeper. Well,
we do.
It's a unique sweeper because I will actually be playing tournament director and not bowling that one while Wayne recovers from his procedure.
Yep. Knee surgery. Yep.
Knee surgery.
Tell him.
That's fine. I just thought it was more fun to say procedure. Let them think.
No. No. You're leaving way. I know Tab, and if he's watching this live stream right now, do not even hit the enter button. It is not that kind of procedure, Tab.
So apparently Jess is watching because she said, ha ha ha, me too, Wade. So she did hear that. There she is. There's the comment. I was like, if she's watching, she's going to comment on that. There it is. But yeah, no, it was a fun time. We did get up there. That was the fun thing too. I was happy because that was, I think, the first time that my sister watched the live stream because I did send it through Facebook, and so first time she watched it, and I popped off at 800. So I actually then got a little Snapchat from my brother-in-law of her and my nephew watching me do that. So that was cute.
Were they watching at home on the big screen doing it?
No,
on
they
TV
had it on
home,
they just had it on the phone, but it was still. I'll have to tell them that they can do it on the big screen on the TV. We'll get them on that, but
I do it every time we do a live stream. I go home and I sit up at night when I can't sleep, and that's where I watch them.
Yep.
Just to watch back and see what we can do better, things like that.
Yep.
But yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And then now Jess saying she heard the alarm comment, so she made sure she let me know on YouTube and on Facebook. She just double let me know.
Listen, don't judge us, Steve. We sleep well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So here's the thing. I don't know if or what your guys' plans are, but if you ever have kids, that'll change. Jessica will become a very, very light sweeper, I promise.
Light sweeper?
A light sleeper. I told you English is hard.
Yeah, it is.
She'll become a very light sleeper.
And I'll sleep through anything.
Even I become a light sleeper
when you hear him.
Aiden's involved.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yep. You have that special ability. You know. Your
Yeah,
body
that
knows that.
sound gets me up.
Not that it is the same, but that the only thing that will get her up quick is the dogs. The dogs will,
Yeah,
if now they will sit there and scratch her to try and get up because they want to go outside. She will sleep through that. However, if they do seem to have any sort of issue or anything, she will be up in a heartbeat.
she's shooting. She's shooting. If you guys watched our 3:30 live stream yesterday, I caught they were 2K'ing it up last night.
Yeah.
So we caught Bethany playing
Yep.
on her phone.
She actually had no. She had a. I think she had a switch in here. I think it was a switch, and it was.
What was you playing that on? Was that a
It was
Switch?
a Nintendo Switch, I think.
Oh, I'm sorry. They were playing it on the Nintendo Switch. Sorry.
Hey,
I thought it was
leave
a
it to
phone game.
leave it to the nerd. I know what's going on.
Well, I didn't see the Switch. She had it leaned up against something, so I
Yeah.
just assumed it was her phone.
Yep.
See?
Yep.
And now I got to get that game because that looked fun. Does it? I got to get the game now.
Yep.
I got to get it.
Yep. Yeah, it's got golf on there too.
Sold.
Yeah. Tennis, pink. Does it have table tennis? Or? Okay.
All right, we do got.
Badminton.
I'm gonna play
Don't
Black
do it.
Cloud now. Watch.
Don't do it.
We got Don Hudson down here on 19 and 20. You guys can barely see 19 off the edge of your screen there, but
Okay, he did it. I'm
he's
blaming
got
you.
7. He's got his. We threw that team together late last night over Messenger for these guys, Mark, Landon, and Don Hudson down here bowling. But Don's popped off front 7 down here. We'll keep you guys updated on that one.
Yep.
Yeah, we've got Matt down there. Matt's down there. Got what? So is that 6 or 7 for him?
That's 7. 7 for him.
Everybody,
and
I am standing at the front desk.
Yeah, that's the one thing we did get with the wife. Oh, he lost me again.
Nobody heard that, did they?
No, they heard it.
I hear you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's being a little finicky this morning. Yeah, whenever that happens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, whenever that happens, we can still hear you. You just can't hear me. Something goes wrong with the ear.
So as long as they heard that, then cool.
Yeah.
I don't have to repeat it.
No. Yeah. Anytime you lose me, at least that I've had, as long as it isn't that the power went out on it, it is a case of they can hear you. You just can't hear me.
Cool.
Yep. But yeah, those are the only 2 fronts that we do have. And okay. We didn't black cloud Matt, so that's good. We're happy there.
I just gotta get through Don.
Yeah, you got to get through Don because you specifically called him out.
I called Matt too. So.
You did, but that was after we were already talking. Yep, he's going to let Mark go first here. Looks like Tyler and JP4 fell off a little bit this game. So I'm not sure that they're going to be fighting for the lead. They still may be fighting for a casher spot, though, but just not quite still up around that 5 number that they need to be to head for the lead.
Oh. Might not have done the cage, but. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. Hey, you still got to work, too.
Yep.
Hey, you're multitasking up there, doing a good job of it.
Get it.
Oh,
yeah.
you got it.
Yeah. All right. I'll get a camera set up.
Yep. Well, luckily, you really don't have to go far.
I don't have to go far.
You just sit right there.
True.
You're getting at a little bit early, though, there, but you're at least setting it up. Yeah, luckily, of the 2 we have, we only really need to set up a camera for 1. The other one right in front of us. Let's see here, looking around. Also, I did notice we do have the Gartmans in here. They're in here every Sunday, like we talk about those sweepers. We do have a Sunday sweeper coming up next week, like we said. Sunday sweepers basically will have the regular sweeper the rest of this month, and really for the foreseeable future. I don't know of anything that we really have going on at this stage that will stop us from having the sweeper. You know of anything, Wayne? Or nope? Did you lose me again?
No,
No, nope.
no.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I was focused on the camera.
Camera.
No, not for the next couple of months. I think the next thing coming up.
We don't have
I don't
anything
think we
till
have anything
January,
until.
at least currently on the schedule. Because I know January we lose most of January to high school tournaments.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think I have anything scheduled as of yet
As of yet,
until
because
January.
while we will still have a sweeper, I'm going to go out on a limb and say we may have some form of two-person event
Oh,
between
absolutely.
now and December. And we do like to do those about 2-3 times a year. Have some kind of a Baker, Scotch, some sort of a double sweeper in here. And so I'm sure we'll be pulling that out again. While we don't have a date for it, I'm sure something will be coming at some point.
Yeah, I have been asked a couple times about when we were going to do the next one.
Yep. I think the good thing is going to be to potentially
Oh, well, we
look
lost
at.
Don. Don fell off on the
No,
ninth one.
that's because you set the camera up too soon.
I did.
You gotta wait for the 10th frame.
Yeah. I was just trying to be
But
proactive and let us
you
watch
were.
the ninth one.
Nope. I didn't even know that that's why I didn't even switch to it for that one.
Yeah,
But
it's okay. It's
we
okay.
have one to watch here though. Let's see, come on, let's get in there. Get in there. There you go. There's number 9. Well, it'll be fun to see you here, Mike. Wish you luck in college. Hope that moves on. Michael March saying that he will next weekend will be his last sweeper for a while as he goes off to college. Been fun having you in here this summer. I'm sure
Absolutely.
we'll have you back. We'll have someone if you come back for winter break or any of those breaks. We'll still be going on. We'll probably try and throw a big one here at the end of the year.
Are you bowling in college, Michael, or because that may be depending on what college he goes to. If he's bowling in college,
Oh,
he
he
may or
might
may
not.
not be allowed.
Yeah,
Well,
might be allowed to.
he'll be allowed.
Yeah,
He
be
just
a
may or may
smart.
not have to bowl as a youth and do it as a smart.
Yeah.
So college rules are weird, man. Like,
Yeah, every college is kind of different.
that's like a whole
Yeah,
thick book of their rules
yeah,
that I don't feel like sitting down and reading.
yeah,
Just to be honest, like
yep. Yeah, because I know what was it? Daniel Gross would bowl, but they had a limit
he
on
had a
how
limit.
much you
So
could win.
sometimes he would bowl as youth, and sometimes he would bowl as adult. So yeah, it
Yep,
was kind of hard keeping up with him sometimes.
yep. Michael will be bowling for the St. Vincent College Bearcats. So good luck in that.
Yep. So yeah, you'll be able to come down and bowl at least, Michael. Just make sure you know the rules and find out those rules on if you're allowed to bowl as an adult and take cash prizes or smart.
It
So
says technically club bowling, so he should be able to do just about anything with club bowling.
I would just double check. So
Yeah,
before you come
double
and bowl
check.
another
Yeah,
sweeper or any other tournament in the area, not just the sweepers,
getting
make
some scores here in
sure
front of us.
you double check with your coach and the athletic director there at the college and make sure you do things right. You don't want to jeopardize uh, bowling for the college. So
Brent and Chad getting to 388. I'm sure I think now they're just going to probably have some fun this last game. They're still smiling and happy, so that's good to see. Donovan and Chad. Donovan with a great bounce back game after a 159 pulls out a 245. Thomas. They cleared that out right before I was able to see it. But I'll find it. Thomas with a 198. So that gets them. That pushed them to a 450 for that game. Sean bouncing back a little bit, getting up to a 201. Ben over here still just rocking it with a 258. That puts him at a 514 for the first two. So that puts them 462, which gets them here at 887. All right, Matt, get in there. There you go, Matt. Front 10 here. Well,
Matt going for a bowling ball right away.
yeah, that's right. As soon as we announce it.
As
soon as we announce it. He doesn't even know it's an option. He doesn't even know what he's bowling for right now. That'd be just real mean to go tell him what he's bowling for. I wouldn't do that. But I could see somebody that's. Oh, hey, by the way.
I'll be happy for it because
Yeah.
A lot of 289s and 99s are shot on the pair yesterday. So
get in there. Oh no. He just pulled that one a little bit. Still a great game.
He heard you, Steve.
No, he heard me. That's what it was. It's not your fault. It's my fault. Still going to be a great game for him. They'll still be. Still, I think they will still be high on the pair on the live stream today so far. With that, he can still get himself to probably 287.
Michael was talking about that's where Pittsburgh Steelers hold their training camp. So
nice.
He actually couldn't even go see his dorm room because they were actually prepping for the Pittsburgh Steelers to be there for training camp.
Nice. Yeah, I couldn't see my room because I had Pittsburgh Steelers sleeping in it. So I said, hey, that'd be fun to figure out who was in his room. Like, oh, wait. Well, it could be fun or not, so well, who knows? But still, it's a fun little thing to say is, hey, I'm in the same room as this person. Although telling too many people around here might not go well.
Right. I'm trying to be nice.
Yeah.
It's neat. That is neat. Anytime you can meet any one of them professional athletes, them guys, we root for it's funny how you can I'd listen to a comedian talk about how you can your love or hate for somebody depends on what piece of clothing they're wearing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
yep.
And it's funny when it comes to professional sports how heated or passionate, let's say passionate some people can be over that article of clothing.
Yeah.
Honestly, when it comes down to the basic form of it, it's that article of clothing. We know it's it's your city, it's your professional team, and that's what you're rooting for.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And like I was saying, we do have.
There are plenty of Steelers fans in the area that would appreciate.
Yeah.
Or be envious of Michael Marks knowing that the Steelers do their camp there.
Yeah, I guess.
You guess. I'm the one trying to be nice, Steve.
I know, I am too.
Here, I guess.
Yeah.
Oof, Ricky, last shot here going high, but had 279 going, ended up with 274.
Oh, wow. Be Greek Church, or was it?
It was 346,710. So.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry, he had 78 going, so he ended up with 73.
That happens.
To the best of them, apparently.
Yeah.
Because he qualifies for that statement.
Yeah, that's what KP4, yeah, or KP4, yeah. I'm mixing all my P's and everything else. KP yesterday, he posted our live stream, so thank you for that. But talking about because he had a unique club of shooting a 294 yesterday, so that's always a fun one. Which I've noticed that in this building here, the last and then today or this pattern, that was always a leave that I did not see in this building up until about the last year when we got the new boiling machine in here and have tweaked the pattern a little bit. Is the 4 count split? That one used to be. I never saw that in here. I saw it over at Crossgate a lot, but in here, it just I'm not sure what it was, but it didn't seem to happen. At least from what I saw a year ago, it's happened more this year than I've seen it here before that. You've been here longer. Maybe you've seen it more than that, or I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. I'm with you. It's not here until recently that I've seen a few of them.
Yeah. For those who don't know what we're talking about, that's when you go through the face and manage to only hit the 1, 2, 5, 8
Yeah, so
and leave
we're talking about
everything
the
else.
3, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, and yeah, you're right. But that could be happening a whole lot in league, and we're just not around to watch it either. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
it could be. It's just as much as we see bowling, it just I bowl a lot less at Crossgate, and I've seen it there for sure. And here, I just don't. I'm here a lot more, and like we said, recently, I've just seen it more recently, and with the new changes, and that's just the way the ball kind of goes through the pins. I think it just gives it a little more opportunity to leave that.
Yeah, a little bit crisper back ends, and
Yep.
yeah, Mike, you're right.
Yeah. So see down here, yeah, we do have a team over 1,000 at
Uh-oh.
the through the second game. So they are gonna go ahead and try and make a little run at this.
Who is it?
Connor and Sutton and Nick Arvin, with Connor getting to a 258 and Nick bowling a 246 down there.
Oh, you're talking about down on
Gives
like 5 and 6, 7, 8,
yeah
5, 6,
7-8.
7, 8.
So we've got 4. So they are currently sitting at 1,007. So they will need to actually beat their first. They went 503, 504, 505. Will not get there, but they need 5. What is? I forget what it was. Got the paper here somewhere. I got too many papers. I think it's 1531, but I could be wrong. Yep, 1531. I was not wrong. So they will need a 525 to get there. Chad's up here saying he don't like 15 and 16. He is not a fan of this pair.
All right, Steve, hang tight. I'll be back in just a minute.
Yep. I mean, and that's the thing. Depending on who you are, how you're bowling. I mean, there are some lanes in here that are notoriously tighter or not for these. So that is something that does happen. They're like we talked about, 21, 22. They typically do play tighter. People struggle with it. That's why we put our live stream pair there, make it more interesting, make it fun. But that is, if you ask anybody, most people will agree that 21 and 22 is not their favorite pair. There are some other pairs that people like, don't like. 29 and 30, 31, 32. Typically, if you like one, you don't like the other. Um, but that is true, I think, of every bowling alley. Is most of the time you will see people struggle with with the end pairs. The end pairs do tend to have a little bit of a difference for multiple reasons, really. First will be they are the closest to the outside of the building, so the weather is going to impact them more. And that will, you'll see it more on the very end lane. So lane one, the high lane, whatever it is, you typically, that is where you will see that. Where they may play a little different, 1 and 2. 1 may play different than 2. 31, 32 in this building. 32 plays a little different than 31. And that'll just be the impact of the oil machine, seeing what happens there with that. And that can just, or with not the oil machine, but with the weather, just because they are right against that wall, they will kind of break down a little bit differently. The other factor, as I did mention, is the oil machine.
Hear me?
Traditionally, yep. I'm just talking
Can't
about
hear you.
how
Hang on.
different lanes. He's getting me set up. But the other factor is traditionally, and I've noticed that more here recently as I've been paying attention, is whatever lane is the first lane to be oiled, sometimes we'll just play just a little bit different. I think it just gets that opportunity to get that machine going. Once it does get going, it puts it down, but it just does seem that that first lane that gets oiled might play just a little differently than the rest of them. I'm not sure if you've noticed that yourself or not, but that's just something that seems like to me that I've seen.
I've missed what you guys were talking about.
No, you're fine. I was just basically, I was saying that typically I was talking about different pairs because as Chad was saying, he does not like 15 and 16. If he's on it again, he's not going to bowl and all this. Like, I was saying that in this house particularly, there are a couple of lanes that everybody universally says are tough, which 21, 22 is one of them. And I was just saying, like, the end pairs at any bowling alley. Yep, we're losing Wayne again. Oh, Michael, sorry, just looked down and saw this. The entry fee on this tournament is $30. It's $30 a person. So $60 for the team. And that's great. I mean, there is $1,000 a man on top, $2,000 for the team. So that is $1,000 a person if you are able to win this. Like I did say, it's going to hurt Connor and Nick. We're making a run at it. Connor starting off with a 9 count in the or 6-3 for the first frame, so that will make it tougher for them. One of the leaders is walking by us right now. It's training me. You're not tall enough. Nobody's tall enough for that. There he is. He is the leader at 15:31. It says 8:13 yesterday. Like I said, Connor and Nick down there need a 5:25 to pass them. So they're going to try and make a run at that. I think we might be having lane issues somewhere. I'm not sure where because I do feel like I see people bowling on most pairs. Maybe not 5 and 6. Yeah, it's 5 and 6 is. So that is currently why Wayne is off right now. Is lanes 5 and 6 are just having an issue. So hopefully we'll be able to get those fixed soon and see and get them back to their game. I believe, and that is JP4 and probably, yeah, it's going to be on there. Chad is not happy. I think we might have an issue. I think it might be busted, so we might be having to move them. Yep. Okay. So yeah, I think what is happening, and Wayne will be able to give us a insight here. We are having an issue with lane 6.
It's lane 5.
Oh, lane 5.
3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Yep. What is it doing?
The respot cell on 5.
Yep.
The 5 pin and possibly the 7 pin, I think, is broke. The scissors broke.
So when they leave that, it's swiping it, counting as a strike, or counting that it's not.
The mechanic that's back there has never had to change them out. Doesn't know how. I can't get in there with my knee.
Yep.
So we're trying to get a hold of Nate, the head mechanic. He's across the street,
Yep.
but he's going to sit there because we got one guy on 800. They're going to sit there and babysit it and reset spares as need be.
Yep. Tyler
so
on
they can
800
stay on
watch.
that pair. Yeah, because he's on 800 watch.
Yep. Yeah. No, we're not going to move somebody on that. That just ain't right. Especially as long as the lane is still operable. It takes a little bit of manual labor, but we'll do the best we can.
Yep.
I mean, and honestly, to that point, I do want to point out and do want to thank you guys. You guys do an amazing job, Northwest Lanes in here, of maintaining and running a good ship here. Because, I mean, this is the first issue we've had all weekend. I mean, knock on wood, this will be the only one. And then, like you said, if we could get a hold of Nate and get him over here, we could probably have it fixed before the game's over. I mean, how long does it take to replace that?
It won't take him but a few minutes, but
yeah. I mean, it might still be better to let him do that than constantly knock pins down. But we'll see. But I mean, even still, that the way that these are maintained, it just does a great job and shows how well they are maintained. That this is the first time something like this has gone wrong. I mean, we've had multiple events here with very little issues.
Yeah, these guys, Nate, Adam, and the mechanics that are back there, we got a couple of them that are fairly new, but they're learning quickly. So,
yep.
Yeah, they do great work keeping these machines maintained and running good. So appreciate them guys.
Yep.
Like I said, we had that issue with our machine a couple Sundays ago that wasn't quite putting things out the way it should. They were on top of it the very next day. They were here, looked it over,
Yeah.
had it fixed, and had it running right next day. So
could it even be something? Because it looked like it swept out 4 pins that time. Is there a way to just tell it not to sweep and just manually have him run the sweep, or is that not an option?
that I don't know either.
Okay. I wasn't sure if that was something.
So.
Okay.
That's one I've not tried, so
yeah,
I couldn't tell you that that's a possibility. We've never tried that.
There you go. He cleaned it up down there while he waited. But yeah, that's going to be probably. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that'll be the last pair done this shift. But
that depends on how many strikes they throw.
That's true. Connor and Nick doing what they need to do. Like I said, I think you were off the headset, but Connor did have an open the first frame, but there's still, like I was saying, they need a 525 to get themselves into the lead. Actually, while we're looking here, do want to look at how many 800 watches we got going. Michael Mossberger, we're going to have to keep an eye on him.
Is it too early for shots on 15? Thomas Griffin over here for shots.
Yeah, yeah. He got that.
Party pooper. Oh, sorry, Michael. The entry fee is $30.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I told him. I got it. Yep.
Just now seen that. Sorry.
Yep. Oh, Ricky Hayes. That. Granted. Okay, good. So he didn't strike out, but that would have been Ricky with that. What 4-5 count or whatever he had? He dropped himself to 499 after 2. So that might have hurt more if he had been starting with the fronts this game, but he didn't. So. What's Don doing? Oh no, Don. Don was on 500 watch until that split open.
All right.
So
What
we
did
did.
Tyler Ring need for that 800? Do we know?
He needs to
What did he
strike
have?
out.
What did he have for 2?
He's not on 500 watch anymore. He needed a 300. He needed a 291.
Oh,
So he has lost that now, which I'm sure
so bad.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he did have to wait a while there. So, but I mean, there's only so much you can do. So now he is out. Don is out. You see Michael? Do you know where Michael Schneider is? Or no, he's right in front of us. Never mind. I'm thinking Ben. He is out. He had 5 for the first 2, but he is out now. Looking around. So right now, from what I saw, we do still have 3 opportunities at 8. I think Wayne's going to go down and apologize to Tyler. Because obviously being on that 800 pace and having a lanes breakdown in the middle of it does hurt a little bit. See what Thomas get this pick up a spare. Oh no. Nick and Connor really need to pick up the pace here at this point. I believe they're going to need to strike out to get there. I think they might be able to miss 1 or 2 more strikes, but that's it. Down there going for the lead. Matt Tucker had a shot at 800. He was at 544 after 2, which means he would have needed a 256. But that he did miss a single pin there in the 6th frame that allow him only to get to a 247, I believe. So Matt is now out of the running for that. So we are down to 2 individuals still have a shot at 8, and one of them just to our right here on 17 and 18. Michael Mossberger is bowling, and he is sitting at 548. So he only needs a 252. He did spare the first 2. He is now has an opportunity to go 279. So he does have. Not sure. I'll do some math here real quick. Yeah, so he has the opportunity to miss 1 more strike here, and he still can have it. But that is where we are at, and then that to Black Cloud Peeper, but the other person we are keeping an eye on is Connor Sutton. He is going to need to get pretty much strike out here as he steps up here. Hopefully, I didn't just black cloud him, but we'll see.
I got a feeling.
I did.
There you go.
He 10 pinned. That's me. That's my fault. Every time. It really is crazy how much that does happen.
Well,
I mean, because he cannot hear me. There's nothing. It's just weird how often that does seem to work out, especially this weekend. And other weekends it hasn't been as bad, but this weekend especially seems to really be going on.
We're just noticing more, I think.
Yeah.
We're noticing more of those fronts. You're talking about them, and then they
Yeah.
they
I think
fall
there
off.
are a lot more of them. We've seen some really high scores. I do think also that miss by Connor may have put them out of the running. Let me see here. They get to 38. He can still get to 58. And Nick can still get to 68. It's 18. No, they're still good. They only need 525. Oh no, yeah. So they cannot miss the rest of the way. Which I'm sure I just black clouded that, but in order for them to take the lead, one of them needs to strike out and the other one can strike out and get 9 on the last ball.
Hmm.
So Haley Tucker pulling a fight and figuring something out here. She's going on for that 280. And they were at 921, so they cannot get there. But still a great game out of her. All right, there's another one. I think you had your headset on when I was talking about the only person left with a chance is Mossberger here, right between you and I. He is at 5 something. He's sitting at 548, so he actually can still get a spare in here and still get there. So he's got himself enough cushion to have one more non-strike and get there.
So he's the only one with 800 watch left now?
Yes, he is the only
I
person
was just sitting here doing
8
some
watch.
math. I was
Yeah.
watching Ricky's scores, Don's scores. Don was above 500, but he's fallen out.
Yep. Yeah, it was Tyler Ring, Don, Mike or Ben Schneider right in front of us, Matt Tucker right in front of us, Connor Sutton down there, who I black clouded, and then Michael Mossberger. Who were the only ones with 5 going into the turn
And
that
you
I
did say
saw.
Connor and
Nick need
to
to
strike the rest of the way out.
Strike the rest of the way out. Yes. They can one of them can 9 count their last ball and they can still be in the lead to have the lead by 1.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that'll be fun to watch.
Yeah. I'm not sure if they know that, but we know that. I'm sure they're aware that they're close. I just don't know.
I can almost
Yeah.
hear it when it shuts off now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been doing that more today. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's just because he is further away. Maybe it's just losing some of that connection. So, not sure what's going on with that, but still working. We figured nice little workarounds while he's up there at the desk and I'm over here. We'll probably have to do this again for the next shift, but we'll get through it. We'll make it work.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I heard it click off that time.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Michael March said he's going to come in for the 3:30 shift, so that'll be nice to see him in here.
We do have. I had Kyle Keller. He's here needing a partner for the 12:30 shift.
What?
I forgot to put a post in our sweeper page that we weren't having a sweeper.
Oops. Oh, he showed up to bowl the sweeper.
Pleasant surprise that he can bowl the 12:30 shift here. So he's just looking for a partner if anybody wants to bowl with him.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be able to grab somebody. Enough people sitting around in this building. I mean, I'm sure if you would make an announcement when this is over.
I will as soon as it is.
Yep. Could you look up and see what Trisha's working on? What she have the first 2? Because if Michael can get there, they may be able to be making a run at. Cause I know she's been struggling a little bit, but if you can get an 8, you don't need quite as much. Get in there, Connor.
She had
There you go.
237, 196, so she is
Nah,
at
nope.
433.
They can't get there. Yeah, 433. She can get to 180.
140, 247.
247. So 247, and what'd you say she had the first two?
That'll put him at a 680, so put her at a 680.
Yeah, that won't be enough.
Nope.
Nope. So I think he finishes out for 79. 79. So that would get him to 27.
827 and 680.
Yeah, she would need a 705, I think, at that stage. Yep.
That'll put them well
So,
into a cash
oh yeah,
round, though.
if they can get there, they'll definitely. As long as they stay decent, they'll definitely get into a caching spot. But they just cannot catch the leaders. And Nick and Connor can no longer catch the leaders either. It looks like Nick. Yep, Nick managed to pocket 710 down there, sadly.
Ouch.
So they're going to be. Now they're out of even the 1500 range, but they still
I'll be
still
sure
have a
to let
shot
Connor,
to move into the top 5.
I'll be sure to let Connor know that it wasn't Nick's fault, it was yours.
Yeah, it's my fault. I black clouded him. It was my fault he didn't get an 800 also. It was all my fault. I mean, at this stage. Yep.
I mean, we got to quit doing this, Steve, because people are going to not want to bowl on our live streams if we keep
No.
clouding people.
Yep. Hey, I didn't black cloud myself.
It's sorry, buddy. It just might be you.
It might be me, yeah.
Because
But I saw what I was doing.
I spoke about your potential 300, 800 the whole time.
Yep. So maybe that's what I need to do. I just need to talk about it the whole time from get go. So then it's
well,
this, yeah. But yeah, like we said, so I think if they can still finish it out down there, I think Connor still can get to 58 and Nick can still get to 34. Which will get them to 492, which would just put them at 1499. So they can still get into third, depending on what they do here. Because I don't think anybody else was pushing 1500. Well, Trisha and Michael can still get there, but Trisha just got a spare there, so she's down to 66, 26.
I don't even give them that.
Yeah, so I don't even think they can get into 15 anymore either. I think they were the only ones other pushing close to that 15 mark. Now, I could be wrong. That's just looking around.
So if he can get to 820 and she can get to what now? Oh, that'll take him out of 1500.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, they're down in the 14s. Yeah, but still cashers like we were talking about. Still can get into cash because cash line's 1420 something, 1426. So, go ahead and see what we got here on our pair. Michael really falling off there at the end to 195, or Matt, I'm sorry. Haley still managing to get 255. So that gets them to a 450, 463 with their handicap. So they got to 1384.
There you go, Michael.
Yeah, that'll pretty much lock it up for him, I believe.
Well, I'm going to set the camera up anyway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. But I think All right, so nope, he will not to black cloud him, but he does need a mark. At this stage, that is all we need is a mark. Because if he goes 9 out, he would miss it.
Talking about for Mossbarger here?
Yeah, Mossbarger at 800. He just needs a mark to get there. He has an opportunity here to get to take over the overall lead. If because knowing Mossbarger, he got into the singles for sure. So that would put.
If he didn't, I'll run down there and put him in.
I don't think you could do that at this stage.
All right, you want to swap over and check that camera real quick? Tell me what you think that looks like.
Yeah, that works. Yep, so that's where he's going to be. So he needs a. He needs a 252 to get to 800.
Yeah, just a mark here then.
He needs a 257 to tie the lead. So if he goes 9 spare strike, he needs 9 pair strike to take the lead on singles. Anything less than that, and he can still get 8 and not take the lead.
And his max is 823, I think, right? Strikes out for 823.
I think actually 7. I think 830, 827.
827.
Yeah, because he had 548. Yeah, 827 is what he can get to max.
So a strike on the first ball, and he guarantees himself.
Yeah, if he could strike on the first ball, he guarantees himself to take over the lead of singles. Yeah. Like I said, basically, yeah, 9 spare strike is if he does not strike, he needs it to be a 9. Go, let's see what we can get to. Get in there. There you go. So that is officially the 800 and the lead of the singles. Now it's just how high does it get?
By the way, you were wrong about the last pair done.
Do what?
Wrong about the last pair done.
I was.
There you go.
That officially moves him into
the
lead of all bowlers, even the ones that didn't get into singles. Because he needed a 9 spare to take that one. So that strike these 8 into the 820s for sure now.
We're trying to get a hold of Nate. For now, yeah.
Oh, still there. Still 278, so that will get him to an 826. See, now I feel a little bit better. I didn't lose winning the first place overall, so. So that will do that. I'll go ahead and finish out, give you guys an update on what the finals were. Like I said, Matt and Haley got to 1384. I do believe that was the high on the live stream for this session. We'll go ahead and run through the rest of them here. Michael getting a 235. While Sean got to 184. That will give them 9, 1.
Steve, you want to click off that camera so I can pull this camera down and not make people dizzy?
Yep. We'll go back to here. So they got 421, which gave them 1308. Brent and Chad. Chad finally getting up to 233. Brent 256. They figured it out the last game. Getting to 1295 for them. Donovan and Thomas getting there. Yeah. You bowling with him? Oh. Donovan with a 243. And Thomas with a 213. That gives them 20. 463. 1272 for them. So yeah, so Matt and Haley with a high with 1384. Sean and Ben with 1308. Britt and Chad got to 1295, and Donovan and Thomas got to 1272. So that will do it for this round. We will be back in about 35 minutes. We will see you guys then at 12.